icebergs start to melt slowly and all gone now.
No one's ever done this before. It's exploration. It's going to be interesting.
Antarctica, a land of ice and mystery, has interested many with tales of ancient civilizations hidden beneath its icy surface and whispers of encounters with beings from beyond our world. While some dismiss these ideas as mere speculation, supporters argue that Antarctica may hold vital clues to our past, present, and future, yet to be fully understood. Could there be truth to these claims, hidden in the icy depths? What secrets lie waiting to be uncovered in this frozen realm? Join us as we unravel the secret beyond the ice wall of Antarctica. Captain James Cook. In the 18th century, Captain James Cook embarked on a series of remarkable journeys that left a lasting mark on the world of exploration. Born in 1728 in Humble Martin, Yorkshire, Cook's journey from a young apprentice in the British Merchant Navy to a renowned navigator and cartographer is nothing short of extraordinary. Setting sail aboard the HMS Endeavour in 1768, Cook's mission was twofold: to observe the transit of Venus and to explore the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Armed with unparalleled skills in navigation and map-making, coupled with a greedy interest, Cook's voyages were transformative. His first journey, lasting from 1768 to 1771, laid the foundation for future explorations. Through detailed mapping and observation, Cook greatly expanded our understanding of geography and navigation, paving the way for future discoveries. Cook's legacy extends far beyond his initial voyages. His contributions to exploration would later influence expeditions to Antarctica, leaving an indelible mark on the history of maritime exploration. Captain Cook's story is not just one of adventure, but of determination, skill, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. In 1772, Captain Cook set sail on his second big journey. It lasted 3 years until 1775. This time, he sailed on 2 ships, the HMS Resolution and the HMS Adventure. Their mission was exciting: to find a mysterious place called Terra Australis Incognita, which means unknown land of the south. They were determined to uncover this hidden land. As they sailed through the Southern Ocean, they explored every nook and cranny, even going near the Antarctic Circle. But alas, they didn't stumble upon Antarctica itself. Despite this setback, they didn't lose hope. Then, in 1776, Cook embarked on his third voyage, which lasted until 1779. Once again, he sailed on the trusty HMS Resolution, joined by the HMS Discovery. But this time, their goal was different. They weren't seeking Antarctica. Instead, they were on a mission to find a path between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans up north. Captain Cook's journeys were full of adventure and excitement. Yet despite all his efforts, Antarctica remained uncharted for him. Thanks to all the hard work he put in, the maps and notes he made were like treasure maps for future adventurers. Imagine how exciting it must have been for those explorers who followed in his footsteps, using his guides to navigate through uncharted waters. However, when people talk about Captain Cook's incredible adventures, they often forget to mention that he was a Christian. This is pretty cool because his faith was like his secret weapon. He used verses from the Bible to figure out stuff like which way the currents were flowing and how to steer his ship. It's like he had a divine GPS helping him along the way. These bits of wisdom from the Bible were like his trusty compass, guiding him through stormy seas and unknown territories. James Clark Ross. The interesting story of James Clark Ross, a brave sailor and explorer from the 19th century. Born in 1800 into a family that loved the sea, Ross grew up surrounded by stories of adventure. He was eager to make his mark on the world, and he did so by embarking on exciting journeys to the icy ends of the earth. From 1839 to 1843, Ross led expeditions to explore the mysterious Antarctic region. Imagine sailing through towering icebergs and facing the biting cold as chart unknown territories. But Ross wasn't just sightseeing. He had important tasks to accomplish. He wanted to draw maps of the Antarctic coastline, discover new lands, and study the animals and plants that survived in such harsh conditions. Ross wasn't your average explorer. He was a true pioneer. He didn't just want to see new places, he wanted to understand them. He studied how the Earth's magnetic fields behaved in the icy wilderness and noted down everything he saw in his journals. James Clark Ross became a legend in the world of exploration. His adventures inspired others to dream big and explore the unknown. Thanks to his courage and curiosity, they know more about the ends of the Earth than ever before. Imagine sailing through icy waters, braving harsh winds and freezing temperatures, all in the quest for discovery. Ross and his crew ventured into the unknown, facing challenges at every turn. Yet, their efforts paid off when they stumbled upon the breathtaking Ross Sea, a massive bay nestled along Antarctica's icy shores. This discovery opened a window into a world few had ever seen before. As they explored further, Ross and his team uncovered the imposing Ross Ice Shelf, a colossal blanket of ice floating along the Antarctic coast. An icy expanse stretches as far as the eye can see, creating a surreal landscape unlike anything seen before. Adding to the interest were two towering giants of nature, Mount Erebus and Mount Terror. These meetings were meant to help countries work together and solve problems. Lastly, the treaty would last forever, but every once in a while, countries could change it if they needed to. 7 countries first agreed to the treaty in 1961, and now 56 countries follow it. Because of the Antarctic Treaty, any expedition without permission is illegal, leading to fines or imprisonment. This goes against the beliefs of Admiral Byrd and the hosts of the Longines Chronoscope TV show in the 1950s. Antarctica isn't accessible to everyone. Only the influential and powerful can visit. The only way for the public to explore Antarctica since the treaty is to buy an expensive ticket, usually for a cruise ship's journey to its outer regions. If you're wealthier, you might opt for a brief visit to a beach via a tender boat. However, these trips only offer a glimpse of Antarctica, not its entirety. The United Nations played a major role in creating and organizing the Antarctic Treaty. The UN, founded in 1945 after World War II, aims to promote peace, security, cooperation, and development among member states. Examining the UN logo reveals a perspective opposing its global interests. The laurel wreath on the logo symbolizes victory and surrounds the continents, suggesting dominance. However, it could also imply containment, with the wreath enclosing all lands and nations. Logos, as symbols, convey ideas and questions without words. They hold hidden meanings and allow forbidden knowledge to endure through generations. By interpreting designers' intentions, one can unlock their messages, illustrating a point while inviting speculation. Some examples. The World Economic Forum's logo is simple, words stacked in layers with a circular line running through them. The hidden message here, if you look closely, is the number 666, often associated with the beast. Similarly, Google Chrome's logo is a circle within a circle, like an eye, suggesting a gateway to the soul. The swirling colors also hint at the number 6, with 3 sets of colors forming 3 sixes. Next, the PlayStation logo features an upright P with an S trailing behind. Does it signify playing games or playing with darker forces? The Apple logo, often linked with the forbidden fruit, hints at sin entering the world. Interestingly, Apple's first computer sold for $666, adding to the intrigue. The United Nations depiction of continents. From a top-down view, it mirrors the Earth's layout, with the North Pole at the center and the South Pole directly opposite. Traveling from nation to nation could be seen as akin to navigating a circular path, resembling the movements of a Pac-Man game. If you were to wrap this image around a sphere, it would resemble our familiar globe, with Antarctica at the bottom, encircled by oceans. Biblical cosmology. Orlando Ferguson, born in 1845, was a curious man from Wisconsin. He believed the Earth was flat and square, unlike the round globe most people accepted. He even made a map showing his idea. His map showed a flat square Earth with the North Pole in the middle and continents arranged neatly around it. Ferguson backed up his map with references from the Bible, convinced that his model was the true representation of our world. He believed deeply in the scriptures and thought they supported his views. According to him, the Bible talks about a flat Earth, not a round one. Ferguson's map and interpretations gained attention in the late 19th century, sparking controversy. He believed that understanding the Bible's words without symbolism revealed the true nature of our world. For instance, in the book of Job, there's a passage where God speaks about the foundations of the earth, emphasizing its immovable nature. Ferguson took this as evidence that the earth must be flat and square. In the end, Ferguson's ideas were controversial but fascinating, showing how one person's faith and interpretation can shape their understanding of the world. The highlighted verses give us insight into the true nature of stars and the role of angels in witnessing the creation of Earth. Revelation talks about 4 angels standing at Earth's corners, holding back the winds. This symbolizes control over natural forces. Going back to Job and Psalms, they mention God's presence in heaven and the foundations of the earth, emphasizing divine power. Psalms portray God as eternal, with foundations laid since ancient times. Genesis describes the heavens as multiple layers, not just one. Isaiah speaks of God's hand spanning the heavens, showing the vastness of creation. Job describes the sky as strong, like a clear mirror, suggesting a flat surface. The separation of light and darkness in Genesis explains why the sky changes color from blue to black. God's creation of the firmament, separating waters above and below, highlights the intricate design of the universe. More verses were added to give a complete picture and address some important points. On the first day, light was created, marking the beginning of day and night. The creation process, as described, didn't take billions of years but occurred in 6 days. Initially, there was only water, and God separated it with an arch, which supports itself and the weight above. The firmament, resembling transparent glass, allows us to see the water above it, creating a blue sky in daylight and a black sky at night. Stars don't twinkle on their own. Their shimmer is like the sun's rays reflecting off water. The firmament, with its molten appearance, resembles a sea of glass, as described in Revelation. When light passes through glass or crystal, it refracts, creating colors like a rainbow, as seen in Ezekiel's vision. The brilliance described comes from the Lord, as depicted in further verses from Ezekiel. So, when you witness the northern lights, remember it's the glory of the Lord shining through the firmament and sparkling above us. Operation Fishbowl. Operation Fishbowl was a remarkable series of experiments carried out by the United States during the Cold War. This operation was part of a larger project called Dominic, where the US wanted to test all kinds of nuclear weapon technology. What makes Operation Fishbowl so intriguing is its focus on testing nuclear weapons in space. Imagine nuclear explosions happening high above the Earth, far away from our usual terrestrial concerns. The goal was to see how these explosions might affect the Earth's magnetic field, which is a crucial part of our planet's protective shield. Starting in 1962, Operation Fishbowl saw a series of nuclear blasts launched from Johnston Atoll, a remote island in the Pacific Ocean. These explosions happened way up there, where the air is thin and space begins to stretch out. Scientists were eager to see how nuclear bombs behaved in these almost empty conditions and how they interacted with the Earth's magnetic forces. During the Cold War, both the United States and the Soviet Union were racing to understand and improve their nuclear capabilities. Operation Fishbowl was a key part of that race, with both sides eager to see what nuclear weapons could do beyond our atmosphere. Operation Fishbowl wasn't just one big explosion, though. It included several tests, each with its name, like bluegill, starfish, and kingfish. Bluegill and starfish were especially noteworthy because they were the first attempts to launch nuclear warheads into space using powerful Thor missiles. Scientists and military strategists pushing the boundaries of what we knew about nuclear power, all while reaching for the stars. Operation Fishbowl isn't just a piece of history. It's a glimpse into a time when humanity was exploring the cosmos in ways both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The aim was to study what happens when nuclear bombs explode at different heights, looking into how they might mess up our communication and radar systems. One test, called Starfish, surprised scientists by creating a temporary ring of radiation around the Earth, showing how nuclear stuff can mess with our planet's magnetic field. Another test, called Kingfish, was meant to see how a bomb high up in the sky might affect radar and communication. But it didn't work out because the bomb didn't go off where it was supposed to. We humans might feel stuck in our little bubble, but that doesn't mean others won't keep pushing the boundaries. Hillary once said she knew we hadn't yet broken through that tough barrier holding some of us back, but she believed someone would eventually. And then there's SpaceX, always trying new things. They've noticed that when their rockets blast off, they sometimes leave behind a trail of water vapor that looks pretty cool. Even famous brands are getting in on this rocket action, showing off those cool, curved paths. It's not just chance, there's a reason behind it all. Biblical cosmology. Back to the scriptures, focusing on the sun and moon. Isaiah 40 says, "The one who sits on the circle of the earth sees us like grasshoppers. He stretches out the heavens like a curtain and sets the sun in a tent. The heavens declare God's glory. Day and night reveal knowledge. The sun, like a bridegroom, runs its circuit, and nothing is hidden from its heat." According to Genesis, the sun and moon were created once when the firmament separated the waters. This tent of creation covers all sides, like a flat surface on a leveled foundation. The movement of waters isn't just about the moon's pull. Ecclesiastes says, "Rivers flow into the sea, but the sea isn't full because water returns to its source." In secular views, the moon's phases are attributed to celestial body circuits. In ancient texts, it's said that God controls everything, even the changing of the sky. In Psalm 104, it's written that God set up the moon for seasons and the sun knows when to set. It's not the sun that changes the moon's appearance. In a battle, Joshua, leading the Israelites, asked God to stop the sun and moon. The sun stopped, and the moon stayed still until the Israelites could defeat their enemies. This story shows Joshua's strong faith in God. In the book of Revelation, there's talk of strange events involving the sun and moon. Then it mentions stars falling from the sky. If stars were billions of miles away, how could they fall to Earth so quickly? The idea that stars could be local and fall like figs from a tree contradicts the theory of light speed. Before delving into star positions, let's understand what stars are. Job 38 mentions the stars singing together joyously during the Earth's creation. Psalm 147 tells us that God names all the stars. Stars are called to praise God in Psalm 148. Each star is said to have its glory in 1 Corinthians 15. Jude suggests that stars are akin to angels who disobeyed God. Revelation describes fallen stars as angels who followed Satan. These angels, like their master, rebelled against God. Perhaps every falling star is another angel choosing darkness over light. So don't wish upon them, as they represent darkness, not light. In Revelation 9, the fifth angel blew his trumpet, and I saw a star falling from heaven to earth. This star was given a key to open a bottomless pit, and when it did, smoke poured out like from a huge furnace, darkening the sun and the air. Out of this smoke came locusts, empowered like scorpions, and they had a king over them called Abaddon in Hebrew or Apollyon in Greek. This fallen star, also known as Abaddon, opened the pit, which seems to have been made by piercing the earth. The pit has no bottom and releases smoke and locusts. The darkest flames, like those of hell, have punished the inhabitants of this abyss. It's debated whether the fallen star, referred to as he, is Abaddon, or if they are two separate beings. Nevertheless, this story connects stars and angels with rebellion and punishment. Antarctic Ho. When delving into a biblical discussion about Antarctica, it's essential to delve into true cosmology to gain a proper perspective on the subject. Returning to the icy expanse, there exists a fascinating phenomenon that has raised many eyebrows, a hole within the ice that has stirred concerns, with some even drawing connections to the fabled bottomless pit mentioned in Revelation. One notable candidate is the Weddell Polynya, or Weddell Sea Polynya, an irregular area of open water surrounded by sea ice in the Weddell Sea of the Southern Ocean, nestled within Antarctica. This peculiar anomaly made its debut every winter between 1974 and 1976, before vanishing seemingly into the depths of solid ice, leaving many baffled. However, to everyone's surprise, scientists stumbled upon its reappearance 4 decades later. Another interesting candidate for exploration within Antarctica's icy depths lies in its numerous subglacial lakes, hidden reservoirs of liquid water tucked away beneath the frozen surface. These mysterious bodies of water hold untold secrets waiting to be uncovered amidst the ice-covered landscapes of Antarctica. These lakes aren't just regular holes, they're hidden wonders beneath the ice. Scientists have uncovered lakes like Lake Vostok through their research, giving us a glimpse into a world teeming with microbial life and showing us how extreme environments might be habitable. Another interesting idea floats around, suggesting that Antarctica might have entrances to a mysterious underworld. This notion stems from the supposed diary of Admiral Byrd, a famous explorer. However, the only information available on this topic comes from YouTube videos or Wikipedia pages citing these diary entries. Reading through these accounts feels like diving into a thrilling adventure story, reminiscent of movies like King Kong, with underground civilizations, lush greenery, ancient species, and even remnants of Nazi history. Admiral Byrd himself was a larger-than-life figure, renowned for his expeditions and connections to influential people, including celebrities, politicians, and even the President of the United States. However, amidst his accolades, there's a darker undercurrent. Some believe he was part of a secretive system built upon Luciferian beliefs, adding a mysterious twist to his story. The most important thing to remember is Jesus Christ. By believing in him and studying the words written about him, we'll uncover the secrets of the world. In the book of Job, chapter 38, asks who laid the foundation of the earth and who set the cornerstone when the stars sang together and the sons of God rejoiced. It talks about how the sea was controlled, like closing a door when it burst forth, and how clouds and darkness were wrapped around it like a blanket. God decreed its boundaries, saying where it could go and where it must stop. It describes how the earth is molded like clay, and people stand upon it like clothes. More verses were added to give more background. This is from the part where God is talking to Job, explaining things Job can't understand. God talks about how he created the world, explaining how the sea stays in its place. Normally, water levels out on its own, filling up any space it's in until it's flat. But what keeps it flat? Water doesn't just run off the edge like it would from a ball without borders. Just like some people believe in the vacuum of space beyond Earth, others believe in what's beyond the ice wall outside of our known lands. They've made maps showing what they think is out there. But we think focusing on that distracts us from what's important, what's inside. When Jesus came to Earth, he spread the message that saved many people, What are your thoughts about what lies hidden beyond the icy barrier of Antarctica? Share your opinions with us by leaving a comment below.